This video is brought to you by Granger Motors, where you can save up to $1,300 on a factory extended warranty on your new Ford or Ram, Jeep, Chrysler vehicle.
Can a work truck make for a great road trip vehicle? Well, this is exactly what we're gonna find out on this episode, because Gavin, who is behind the camera, and I are in Michigan, and we have the fully refreshed, brand new 2025 Ram 1500 tradesman work truck with a new turbocharged engine, and we need to go over 1,100 miles, yes, to go back to Denver, Colorado. So this is a big road trip, so we're gonna figure out a lot about this truck. But before we do that, we need to top off. So I'm gonna be using 87. We are in Michigan, so 87 is our base fuel. We have 89 and 93 octane available as well. I already ran my card, so we're all good. We're gonna top off. And we have kind of a unique truck. So this is a work truck. It is a crew cab. It's got a full four-door, really large cab that I'll show you in a little bit. We also have a long bed. This is a 6'4" bed. And we have a tonneau cover. And this truck is really meant for work. I mean, it's as lightweight as you can make a four-wheel drive crew cab. It's got a large bed. It's got over 1,600 pounds of payload capacity. And it's got a very powerful engine. The twin-turbo inline-6 Hurricane 3-liter with 420 horsepower. But how comfortable is it? What type of features does it have that help on a road trip? We're gonna figure this out. It should be really easy and comfy. And how efficient will it be? So that's why we're filling up. And we have a fairly large tank, so we can see if we can go 500 miles, maybe 600 miles on a tank. We'll figure this out together. Let me top off. I'll wait 30 seconds and just make sure everything is nice and done right. Okay, let's get in and let's go. All right, so we're all filled up, topped off. We're ready to go. Let me do a couple things. First of all, this is our trip. We already drove for a couple of hours out of Detroit area, and we have 1,124 miles left to go. So we'll see exactly what we get on a full tank, maybe 2 tanks of fuel. And let me reset my trip meter here really quick. Bam. So we have a pretty accurate reading. This is a tradesman 6-person truck. I'll show you around this truck later. We're just gonna get on the road and we're gonna tell you exactly how this truck is, how it feels on a long trip. Wow, look at that beautiful brand new Ford Super Duty. Wait a minute, it was purchased at Granger Motors. Those are our friends. And we've done some videos together with them. They sell Ford and Stellantis vehicles, but they also sell something else. They sell brand new vehicle extended warranties. And you might be saying, okay, why is that a big deal? Well, a lot of these vehicles, like that brand new Super Duty Tremor, are getting ever more complicated and fancy. So you want to have some extra peace of mind. And Granger Motors is the #1 reseller of factory extended warranty for Ford vehicles in the country, and also one of the top resellers of extended warranty from the factory for Mopar vehicles as well. So check them out using the link in the description below. You could save up to $1,300 on that extended warranty. And then, if you keep your vehicle for a longer period of time, you have that peace of mind that you're covered. All right, I think there's only one way to do a walk around of a brand new work truck, and that's at the truck stop. Very proper. So let me show you around. First of all, it's kind of a unique build of a pickup truck because it's a full crew cab with a long bed. And this is as long as you can get a Ram 1500 right now for 2025 model year. It's a 6-foot 4-inch bed, full brand new DT generation crew cab. And yeah, so let's start with the engine first and then kind of move through the truck. The engine is an optional engine. If you didn't get this 3-liter Hurricane, it would be a 3.6-liter Pentastar V6. That engine produces about 305 horsepower, but this puppy is brand new and it replaces the Hemi. But it does it with more power and torque. There are 2 turbochargers on the driver's side down in there, 420 horsepower and 469 pound-feet of torque. And that's around, what, just over 3,000 RPM. So this thing will go very fast if you need it to. And it's backed up by an 8-speed automatic ZF transmission. And Ram has been using ZF transmissions for a very long time. So I have a high level of confidence that this transmission will handle all this power and torque. And we don't know about the engine yet. Longevity of this engine is still to be determined, because this engine's only been around for about 2 years. Before this, it existed in Jeep Grand Wagoneer and Wagoneer. This is an all-American road trip, and the truck got some fuel, but I need some fuel and Gavin needs some fuel. So I had to get a Chicago-style foot-long hot dog. This is half of it. Yes, we are here at Red's Root Beer. And also, Red's Root Beer, we got some root beer. And I gotta say, it's almost like a root beer float. It's called root beer, there's no ice cream, but it's vanilla-y and tasty. This is not paid for by Red's Root Beer, but let me just fill up, get fueled up. Look at the size, this is a half of a hot dog. This is half. So steel wheels, pretty basic all-season tires. These are Goodyear Wrangler Fortitude HTs. These should be pretty good for efficiency. This truck sits pretty low in the front, so it should have pretty good aerodynamics as far as this chin spoiler is concerned, and the front bumper. Very simple. It does have this towing mirror. It's a manual extend and fold. If you get a fancier version of the truck, of course, that can be powered. The rear seat is humongous, but you know this, you've seen this cab before. I'm 6'3", and this is like a limousine. Really enormous, humongous space. And this has also an accessory from Ram. This is their tonneau cover. Pretty nice and simple, easy to operate. Just kind of do this and it'll come off. And I like soft covers because they're lightweight. Yes, they jiggle a little bit on the highway, but they're inexpensive. You know, maybe you can pick something like that up for 200 bucks if it wasn't an official Mopar item. We have our luggage in here. This is bed lined. And the tailgate has a nice soft open, dual exhaust pipes. Although this engine is so smooth and quiet, I'm not going to rev it for you because it doesn't sound like much, especially with these semis running around me. A quick update from the road. You read that sign correctly. We are in Iowa at the I-80 world's largest truck stop. I love just pausing here for a bit, maybe picking up a drink or water and maybe fuel, but I'm not taking fuel right now. Do you want to know why? Let me pause here. We've been driving for 4 hours and 40 minutes. And here's the result. Let me show you. Right there. We went 307 miles, almost 308, 23.4 mpg, but we used not even half a tank. How is this possible? I don't know how this is possible. Large tank plus pretty good efficiency equals long range. So I want to push this as far as we can, as far as on one tank, so we can show you exactly what it's like. Let me get back on the highway. We're gonna close the window. And a couple things. First of all, how is it as a road trip truck? It's super comfy. This engine is super smooth and quiet, so those are all great. It has two things going against it. Those are the towing mirrors, because they're not, I mean, they're creating a little bit more drag, but they're still pretty quiet, so I'm not bothered by that, but it's gonna hurt our efficiency just a little bit. And the second thing is going against it is, I'll pull away here, is the 392:1 rear axle ratio, which is really great for towing, and this is a work truck, but it's not gonna be super ideal for our efficiency. But it doesn't seem to matter. I mean, it's almost, what, 23.5 mpg. EPA rates this truck, in general speaking, 24 mpg on the highway. So I think we're close to that. But the range is incredible. If we can go over 600 miles, maybe 650 miles on a tank, this will be really great. But the reason why I wanted to film a little bit at night is because I wanted to talk about headlamps. So let me get up to speed, because this is a base truck, it's a tradesman, but headlamps are very important because a lot of the work is done really, you know, also at night, driving highways and navigating, you know, winter conditions, rainy conditions. And I gotta say, I think Ram is doing better with their headlamps. Traditionally, base trucks, so let me get kind of away from all the other vehicles. Traditionally, base trucks in Jeep and Ram fleet have had kind of poor headlamps. But I gotta say, these headlamps are actually better than before. So I gotta give it to Ram. Thank you, Ram, for really stepping up the headlight game and really giving us pretty good visibility. I love this. So this is my quick update in Iowa. We're gonna push through. We're gonna stop for the night, and then next morning, tomorrow, we'll give you another update and then give you the final fuel stop and result, which should be really great, I'm thinking. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. I want to show you this. So 6-person seating. I have my charging cable here. There's a little bit of storage under the seat as well, and a couple of storage items. I love this shelf. I also can show you the window sticker. We have some junk in here, some random items, and every pickup truck should have a shelf like this. I think it's really great. There's of course a glove box below it, but this is so easy and available, and just can put your items there and forget about it. There is only one item I'm really not a fan of. I mean, this is fine. I love this huge storage space here and stuff for coins and loose items as well. There is no 110 volt plug outlet in this truck, and it's a work truck. We needed to charge our laptop. We really couldn't do it, and it does have a few options, so you would imagine it would have a plug. There's nothing in the back, there's nothing up here. There's some vents, but no charger outlets here in the back as well. So that's kind of a bummer. I really wish this would have a 400 watt at least outlet somewhere around here for charging items. But this does have tow haul mode. For some reason, in this base version of this new Ram, I mean, it's good that it has tow haul mode, but other versions of the Ram have drive modes on this side of the steering wheel, and this one doesn't have it. So I don't have like things like sport or off-road modes. in this truck, even though it has a limited slip rear differential and it has a 392 rear axle. Final price, well, EPA ratings are 17 city, 24 highway, 19 combined, and we'll find out exactly what it does on the highway on this long trip. And the price after options is $57,235. So it starts at $50,015, and that's including the $2,700 optional engine. But then it has a trailer tow group with backup assist for your trailer, bed utility group. There's an inverter in the bed, which is good. A tradesman level 1, also tonneau cover and anti-spin rear differential. So that's I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000 of options, and with destination charges you're at $57,000. So it's not a super cheap vehicle, but I think it's equipped really great, except I want that 400 watt outlet somewhere in the front here. All right, well, let's get on the road and keep on moving. Well, good morning. It's the next day, and we took a quick stop, just a few hours of sleep at a hotel in Iowa near Des Moines, and now I'm running out of fuel. So let me show you. My gauge is really at empty, and my range says low, and we have gone 553 miles. And I see a truck stop on the horizon. So this has to be it. I don't think I could drive much further. I'm not comfortable driving much further when the gauge is on empty. So yeah, so how has this truck been as a road trip truck? Great. So a couple things. This feature, the lane assist, I had it on for most of the journey so far, but it's not super helpful, I would say. So when you start veering off or approaching the lines of the highway, it vibrates the steering wheel a little bit, but it's not like correcting me that much. If a system like that exists, I would prefer it to be a little bit more assertive and actually help me a little bit more, if it's actually working well. So that was not a huge help. But what has been a huge help is the adaptive cruise control system. I'm not sure why Ram does 2 buttons for regular cruise control and adaptive. I would rather just have 1 button and have this button do everything for me. You know, depending on the conditions, it could turn adaptive on or off. But adaptive cruise control has been working really well. And you know, it's allowed us to keep our pace and stay safe, all that stuff. So this truck is ultra quiet. I don't know if you could tell me talking into my microphone. Very smooth, ultra quiet, just a pleasure to drive. After 8.5 hours in the seat, I just, you know, my back doesn't hurt, nothing. I mean, for me specifically, this truck works really well. So let's pull up to the truck stop and actually get the real numbers and see exactly if, you know, if the trip meter is actually on the money and what type of efficiency did we get. So here's what the trip meter tells me: 555.6 miles. We've traveled 23.2 mpg, 8 minutes of what, 8 hours and 26 minutes. So that comes out to an average of about 66 miles an hour. So not a bad speed average with a few stops along the way for rest breaks. But the gauge was a little bit slow. So when you saw us at the Iowa truck stop, it said, you know, more than half of fuel with over 300 miles. So the gauge, it was not linear. But let's fill up and figure this out. All right, still 87 octane. This is a turbocharged engine, but it's meant to run on 87 as well. But if you want best acceleration, best towing, you should probably use 91 or slightly higher octane like that. Okay, so 25.5 gallons. I'm gonna wait a bit and just top it off one last time. We usually wait about 30 seconds, let everything settle, and just top it off. All right, that's it. So the final damage is 25.756 gallons with $82. So $82 to go that far is not terrible. All right, let's calculate. 25.756. So 555.6 miles divided by 25.756 equals 21.6. So that's a little bit worse, quite a bit worse than what the truck was reporting, and a little bit worse than EPA rating for a four-wheel drive Ram. But like I was saying, this has a towing package. So actually, for that aggressive rear axle ratio and what, 11,000 pounds or so of towing capability, to do this 21.6 mpg is pretty good actually. But I think the question still remains, what if this had an efficiency rear axle? What could it be? And I think it could be a lot better than this. So thanks for joining me. We're gonna keep going. We still need to drive another 500 plus miles to get home. And check out oldtfl.com for everything automotive in one place, tflstuff.com for our merch, and tfltruck.com for all the pickup truck stuff. Thank you. And to answer the question I asked in the very beginning, is a work truck, or can a work truck be a great road trip vehicle? And the answer is yes. This truck can be. It was super comfortable, very quiet, very smooth, plenty of features, even some driver assistance features. And yeah, it can be a very good road trip vehicle.